Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir. I'm your host. I'm a fellow Overall Associate of Canada, broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. Today, we're going to talk about spring home buying predictions. And there are many factors involved with this, and we're going to touch base those factors. Number one, long-awaited decision by the Bank of Canada not to increase the policy rate has a positive impact, and the pulse of the consumer is not hurt. That means we now going to think about that changing this market situation to make sure that we are now ready to enter into spring market to buy it, because interest rates are not going to increase for the first in springtime. The other important thing is the stress. When you have a stress because of interest rate that been going on for last 8 increases by the Bank of Canada, it created that stress for everyone. And obviously, OFSI rule has a stress test rule of 2%. And we did a survey on that stress test is not relevant anymore, even though it's still applicable because your interest policy rate increased by 4.5%. So 4.25, and it's now at 4.5 rate. So people have absorbed that. And now they're building in confidence that they don't expect any rate to hike because they took a pause on that. There are possibilities because they are predicting the inflation rate will decline as we are projecting 3% this year, but it's going to be lower than that. So by increasing and not increasing the interest policy rate, it has a lot of negative impact on the rental market because people are not able to buy it. Affordability has been a big issue for the home buyers. Therefore, it is leaning toward rental market, and where rental is increasing tremendously. It's now not only this, our loaning that we exchange of goods and services, we bring in and import goods, and that is also affecting. It was 4-month lowest in the market now. So that means we're losing the money, and the more lower value of our loaning is, we have to pay more for the import of things, and export, it will increase export because people can buy more good from us. So this is few of the things that is affecting this. Now, unfortunately, lots of Canadian are thinking that we will never be able to buy a house, and because of affordability issue. And this is one of a trending event that now majority of the Canadian think that they cannot afford to buy a house. And this mindset has to change to help to get rid of the stress test so people can qualify for more, because interest rate is already impacting the real estate transaction. February was the lowest sold history for most recent in years. So price of a detached home, and average price was reported in my February report in March, that shows that we still have a higher value in terms of from year 21 to 22, but price has lower than what we have from 2022 to 23 in February. February was the highest sold prices in there. In February, we have sale, we have a minus 40.9% from last February to this February. And now the price was about minus 17.9% from February 22 to 23. The February 22 was the highest average price under TREB watchdog data, and market watch data. And because it was a 1,334,062, whereas in February it is a 1,095,607, so it's minus 17.9. Obviously, we're expecting this rate to increase, the average price to increase during this period, because now, in terms of affordability, we have to look at a couple of factors when we are projecting our prices. The average price range based on the affordability factor considering in mind, you expect to have more competitive or maybe bidding situation for prices below $1 million. From 600,000 to 1 million, you're going to have a multiple offer as figures, as weather is allowing and spring is coming. Anything between over 1 million to, I'm going to say, $2 million, you're going to have a moderate escalation of sale in Toronto GTA area. And then 2 million and up is going to be longer time to sell, and seller has to accommodate the buyer's request to make sure that their homes are sold. So they are not as fast as going because of the high interest rate. You got to put, if you're looking at a higher value, particularly from million to 2 million or 2 million up, try to put 50% down payment. So make sure that you are able to qualify for the mortgage. This is very, very important, because if you don't, then there will be a challenge with the money. And also, appraisal become an issue. The bank are using appraisal. Prices are unpredictable at this moment, and lots of those property that were sold higher price and now selling for less because of changing market condition, because lots of buyers are not qualifying. So now this is important for you to remember that we are going through this. Now, if we are not able to help people to buy the property or not to cooperate, then buying and selling is going to be very difficult to sell a house. So you have to make sure that you are cooperating with the buying broker if you happen to have that. This is very, very important. And then, even though that people are thinking they can afford it, the only thing is how many people have really planned their activity. When they are buying a house, this is the biggest financial decision of their lifetime. So have they created a budget? Have they acquired the knowledge? Did they learn about the buying and selling process? I have always said, go to reco.on.ca. That's a regulator that control real estate profession in Ontario. They do education program, they have the registration program, they have a compliance program, and also consumer protection program. So you have to go there. They have lots of nice video guidelines for the buying and also selling. So go there, watch that. After that, you pick up the most professional that you feel comfortable. You can check out few real estate in your area. I am a fellow real estate of Canada. I'm a CIPS. I'm a certified real estate specialist. I deal with certified international property specialist. So I have a very extensive knowledge. I am teaching consumer about how to conduct your business, how to successfully buy or sell a home, or real estate professional, how to achieve success in real estate. So important thing is to equip with yourself with the knowledge that you need to make an informed decision. And if you don't do that, how can you put your commitment, financial commitment, in the hand of someone that you have not known? So call me, 416-451-3489, for a free advice. Talk to me. What are you doing? What are you planning? Whether you retain my services or not, you still can learn from me how to deal with the issues, because I am there to increase consumer awareness and building consumer confidence. This is my goal, to make sure that we are educating consumer. That's our fiduciary duty. We did some polls. If you are subscriber of my YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or LinkedIn, you can see I am sharing lots of polls about, because remember I mentioned about mortgage fraud. Mortgage fraud is affecting the industry and affordability. So there are some polls. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, realtycoffeetalk.com, and look at these polls and give you an idea that what's happening, what's the trending. Lots of people wants to buy a house versus a condominium, and they are willing to move away because their job says they can perform remotely. So there was a survey that I shared. Please go and check them out. Educate yourself. This is very important thing for you to be aware that, and this is important as a buying and selling process. If the government feel that the consumer are really tired and they're getting hopeless in trying to acquire a property for themselves, so they have to do something about it. I am requesting the government of Canada to eliminate the stress test. There was a survey that I shared for you. I'm asking my member of parliament to pursue that to the government to eliminate stress test, because your interest rate by the Bank of Canada has increased 4.25 in last 8 times. Therefore, there is no need for that for the 2%. Now, good news is that why I expect the more sale will happen is that lots of bank, when it's come to renewing, they are accommodating. They are using their special power, special rate, because when they're not selling, volume is not there, and they still have a lot of overhead to carry on. How can they do business if nobody's buying the property? You have seen my realty news flash and reports that I share with you. If no transactions are happening, bank has employees. Instead of laying off them, they need to start competing. The borrowing rate is gone up for them, but they don't need to increase that much to cover that, because they have the pool of talent, expertise they have created over the years. They have transformed their IT operation. Therefore, if they're going to lay off people, it's going to affect them further, affect the economy. So therefore, they should lower the offer. So I have known now that the 5-year fix, as compared to before, is much lower, and they are competitive. But you don't expect your mortgage to go down, because particularly when you are renewing it, you're going to fix. 5-year fix is really good, five plus some points, instead of variable, which is 6.7% variable. It goes down as predicted, hopefully in 2024, but not 23. So that means anybody who has a variable mortgage will be paying more money to the bank during this period. So therefore, we are expecting the sale will go up. And why not? It should, because 22 was the unpredictable time, because we never thought, Bank of Canada will increase interest rate that much because of inflation. But I think it's coming down. 2 consecutive times, they have not increased now interest policy rate. Therefore, it will give the confidence to the market that you go ahead and make your buying decision. And this is why it's going to affect. Now, when the mortgage rate goes up, what happens is it affects the real estate value. It increases the risk. Bank wants to make money. They want your money. Their hand is in your pocket, because they want to give you the money and take the property, but they don't take the risk. And this is the biggest problem we have for the first-time home buyers. Because if the down payment is 5%, 10%, their cost of borrowing will be high because they are going to use a higher amount. Because if you put 5%, you can get to CMHC to give you 5% equity, become equity partner. If you put 10%, they get them 10% from them. So you can, when you sell the house down the line, you can give that 10% share of your profit if you make a profit. So go to CMHC site. There is a special program there for the first-time home buyer. Now, all these programs are, especially the first-time home buyer, get the rebate or reduction in the land transfer tax. This is important whether you are doing a municipal or you're putting a city municipal land transfer tax, because Toronto has a special legislative power from the Ontario government. Therefore, they have a 2 land transfer tax. If it costs you $10,000 in Mississauga, it's going to cost you $20,000 in Toronto. So therefore, you have to watch when you're buying where you're buying. And lots of people are buying home away from the city. Reason being, they can remotely work. I have mentioned in my previous shows and episodes where if you can work remotely while you buy an apartment, same price of the amount you pay in Toronto, you can buy a house away from a big city. So these are the factors there. Now, if affordability continue to be a problem, you're going to more immigrations are coming this year because the federal government wants more immigration because our population is increasing and there is a burden of payment to retirees. Therefore, they need to bring more people to pay for the taxes, so it supports our system. So immigration is not stopping. So what steps the federal, provincial, and municipalities are taking to improve the approval process? And Ontario government has taken some steps and is silent. Do we see the effect of those improvements on a federal level? Is federal level government is giving some funds to provincial governments to implement program? Therefore, it will help improve our supply. And supply is the big issue. And this is why I'm saying to you that any houses between, below 1 million or maybe 1.1 million, they're going to have a multiple offer bidding war kind of situation because there will be more people interested to buy that. And on the second thing is if you are between 1 million to 2 million, there are moderate sale will increase and improve in the spring. Obviously, the 2 million up, it doesn't affect those buyers or sellers because they're financially very sound and strong. Therefore, they don't have to sell it if they don't get the price. And also, it takes longer to sell it. So now you have to, when you're listing the property and real estate professional ask you to list property for 6 months, you better do it if you want to sell it, because sometimes it takes longer to sell it. And so why is not important for you to make sure that that we are now making sure that we are now selling the properties, because you have seen the report in February, there was a high list of available property for sale. So now real estate, it is based on local real estate market and is showing a slow trend because it's kind of cooling down. But you have to look at them. When we give you an average price, this is based on TRAB, Market Watch data available to public as well. And then it does not include lots of other boards like ITSO has its own data. So maybe that data maybe is 5 to 7, 10% less than cover this area. I'm talking about GTA area and surrounding city. So it's very, very important for you to talk to a real estate professional in your jurisdiction and have her or him to put together a CMA and give you some cost analysis before you're investing it or, and selling a property or considering to sell a property, or your expectations are too high. And this is another problem we have. Seller or think that 6 months ago my property was 2.7. Now it should be, why I have to sell it for 2 million or a little bit over 2 million. The reason is market have changed. And it all depends on the location, type of housing, and which range you are. Those people 2 million up are very high value clients, and they have the means, and they want to bargain with you to get the best price. So this is why it's very important that we have to see to make sure that we are cooperating. I always encourage real estate professionals under our code of ethics. We must cooperate in the best interest of our client. So this is very, very important that you do that, because it's unpredictable, the market condition. Condition of one property owner versus the other one is different. So you have to calculate and make sure you have a good value for your property. And then obviously when you're negotiating on behalf of your client, you are making sure that you are not doing things that affects the resale value of your property. You are trying to protect the interest of your client, and you cooperate. So what's happening now? And this is why if you have issues, remember we have talked about the mortgage fraud, appraisal, inspections, and the OFSI rules, and many polls that I have conducted, I've shared on YouTube. So the real estate mortgage rate does affect the value. You know why? Because the affordability, the buyer won't qualify for the amount that you want. Because if a bank or a lender give you a special rate, it's called contract rate, they still have to add 2% stress test to qualify you for the amount. Normally, it has been a practice that your gross annual income of the family multiplied by 4.5, that gives you projected purchase value of your property. But that is not the case, because now it all depends on your credibility, your income, verification through notice of assessment, if you own multiple properties, they have to look at all scenarios, which are income properties, which are your personal property, you're a self-employee, or you are a 9-to-5 employee with T4 or T4A, all the factors, and then make sure that you have never delinquent in payment. And lenders are seeing more and more people are getting behind on payment of mortgage, because I know lots of people during this pandemic bought the property. Oh, we will just take one year mortgage and buy the property. And what happened is that after 1 year, the interest rate's gone up now. And the buyer who bought the property can't afford it anymore. So he or she will have to sell the house, and you may not get the price, because price reduction did happen after 21 or February 22, and afterward price go down. So that means you lost the equity in the house. And how you can manage that? If you sell it, you lose everything. So this is a temporary cycle, economic cycle that is happening now. It's been a while, it's been predicted. But if you look at the overall average price, year over year has increased. Last year, 21 to 22, it was 8.6% increase. So price has increased even though sale has declined. So this is very important for you to understand. All these factors will affect the market. It affects the value. If you have less supply and more demand, price will go up. And now, why I am saying that a million or maybe 1.5 million, 1 million and 1,100,000 price range, that range where people who really want to move out from the condominium or townhome or semis to a detached home, this is what they're going to be doing. And this is why this is important, that this price range will be there. And also, because we did a survey, if you are a small family, you need a backyard for the kids to play, a playground area, and maybe it's a good idea to think about buying a house away from the big city, by the lake, away from the city, and explore the possibility of negotiating a contract or an agreement of purchase sale with builder through realtor to buy a home away in the small towns. And my survey that I shared with you was showing a significant benefit there, that buying a property there was people preferred to buy in the city a detached home, and I believe 17 or 19% said, "Oh, we want to buy in the city." So we're going to take a short break. We'll come back and we conclude on our prediction for spring 2023 buying prediction.
Are you going through a challenging time with your life? Pandit Nandha ji has experience in astrology, helping people by reading into their astrological charts along with future readings. The astrologer does reading of your face, palm, horoscope, vastu, planet, black magic removal, evil spells and spirits, voodoo, spiritual healer, love, removes jadoo, and many more. The astrologer has a center in Brampton with the name of Pandit Nandha ji, where you can visit him and find a solution to all your problems. Connect with him at 1-647-822-9607.
HK Movers, home, offices, apartments and delivery, big or small, we move it all.
HK Movers.
Local and long distance, we also ship cars, trailer transport and moving services.
For service with a smile, give us a call.
Call Mr. Harminder 416-524-6704.
416-524-6704 पे.
Visit 140 Advance Boulevard, Unit number 10, Brampton.
Long distance moving specialist.
HK Movers. HK Movers.
Shawarma, now serving from 4 locations.
KK Travel believe in providing everyone the first-class customer service. We take care not only for your air ticket, but dignity and respect as well. We are available for you anytime on WhatsApp, even while you are in Pakistan or any other destination. KK Travels guarantee lowest prices and are open to price match any airline.
We are KK Travels under supervision of Qais Khan at 905-367-9433 or visit www.qaiskhan.travels.com.
Welcome to EB Electronics. Please call 647-762-3956.
डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं। हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं। हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, एलजी, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें। हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं। www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं जो आप आसानी से ले सकते हैं। At Dixie, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
रमदान एक्सपो रमदान और ईद की जरूरियात के लिए बेहतरीन खरीदारी का मकाम है। 3 रोजा इवेंट में 200 से जायद नुमाइश कुनंदगान शामिल होंगे जो बुनियादी तौर पर इस्लामी लवाजमात, फैशन और बहुत कुछ पेश करेंगे। एक तफरीही कार्निवल का भी एहतमाम किया गया है जहां फैमिलीज, बच्चों, बड़ों और दोस्तों के साथ आप लुत्फानंदोज होंगे। रमजान एक्सपो में मारूफ रेस्टोरेंट भी शामिल हैं जो आपको अपना लजीज खाना पेश करेंगे ताकि आप अपने प्यारों के साथ लुत्फानंदोज हो सकें। The 6th रमजान एक्सपो बाय मुस्लिम वुमेनप्रेन्योर्स 10, 11 और 12 मार्च को द इंटरनेशनल सेंटर मिसिसागा में मुनक्किद होगा। आप आना मत भूलिएगा अपने फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली के साथ।
Welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow Roaster Issue of Canada and broker of record for City Pro Realty Brokerage. I did a survey and I talk about the big banks walking away from the deals or do not fund the deal if the appraised value comes lower than the APS amount. Consumers are vulnerable, and to protect their interest, some legislative changes are necessary at the federal level to protect consumer. Please make a choice. I did a survey. So I asked, do you want the federal to make rules to big banks? Do not walk away from the deal once they approve the commitment to fund a transaction. 68% say yes, I agree. 21% say no, I disagree. 11% say consumer protection necessary. It reached a 1,520 impression and 19 people voted. What does this tell you? That the government, when a bank give a commitment before advancing the fund, does the appraisal and bring it down, what will this poor buyer will do if they don't have the money to complete a transaction and deal falls apart? Why not we have a consumer protection? If consumer can take the risk of financing it, taking the risk, why not the bank will do that the same thing? So the top demographic of people reach this poll: real estate agent 64, financial advisor 50, salesperson 37, president 36, mortgage agent 31. So they are saying it, majority of them, please tell the bank, if you make a commitment before funding, when you make the commitment, you need to deliver funds to the lawyer. And this can only happen if the federal government will do that. So next step is consumer and real estate organization to lobby the government to make the legislative changes to avoid collapsing of our industry. And this is very, very important. They need to honor the commitment. If a buyer who bought the property and he is honoring that commitment, taking the risk, escalation of price going up or down, then bank can also do that risk. Why not they can do that? Why would they force the buyer to come up with extra money? If they don't have a mean, how are they going to do that? This is why it is very, very important for the government to make legislative changes to protect that. This consumer poll is on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So you can download them, watch it, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I tell you, this will help a lot of this buying process, make it easy and painlessly for lots of buyers who had commitment and price went down. They end up defaulting on their agreement of purchase sale. They breach the contract and they are liable. So many things can be avoided if bank has agreed, unless the mortgage was obtained by fictitious or falsified paperwork or fraud. That's a totally different story. I'm talking about an agreement that has been negotiated and approved by the bank. That should not change once it has been firmed. You have watched Realty Coffee Talk on our statement. We broadcast Realty Coffee Talk every Thursday at 7 p.m. You can go to YouTube and my channel or visit realtycoffeetalk.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I look forward to your suggestions, comments, and feedback. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. Bye for now.